What's up, everybody? So, everybody's wanting updates on how I'm doing and what's been going on. First of all, I'm doing okay. I'm alive, I'm well, and I'm home. Thanks to an amazing couple that saw what was going on, and they came looking for me, and they found me and helped me to get home. But I am going to say this to Cassandra, to William, to John, to all y'all. Do you realize that what you motherfuckers could have gotten me killed? Like, do you guys not realize that what you stupid little bitches did could have gotten me killed? That's a fucking lie, you dumb hooker.
Welcome back to the Cyraxx Deep Dive series here on the Swampy D channel. It's absolutely diabolical that Chance is still acting like he went through some sort of life-endangering situation when all he did was leave 15 minutes from his house in weather that was around 30 to 35 degrees, which sure is cold, but you're likely not gonna die just from walking a couple of minutes in it. We're also gonna debunk some of the stuff that he claims happened, falling down a hill, when you can clearly see in the screenshots and pictures around the mall that there was no hill, and all these other crazy and asinine things he throws out there. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump right into it.
I was left up there at the mall, no way home, no money, phone dead, and then lost. All I had on me was my ID and a few other things like that, and that's it. That's all I had. I was left out in the freezing fucking cold, almost -degree weather, left to die. You know, William and John and Cassandra and Southern, you four motherfuckers are gonna go the down.
Again, I really can't explain in any actual rational terms to how he thinks he was genuinely left to die. 15 minutes from home, maybe a 30-minute to an hour walk. He could have been home in no time. We've had multiple people comment on the last video or two saying that it wasn't even that cold that day and they live in that area. I even looked it up myself on Google and it genuinely wasn't any worse than 40 degrees. As a southerner through and through, especially someone who's lived in Florida for a large majority of my life, I can tell you that when it gets under 70, I'm not very happy. But I can tell you up front that I've never died, even though I literally was homeless for quite a few years myself. I used to live in a Honda Civic, a 2001 Honda Civic. Before YouTube worked out for me, before music actually took off, I actually was living in my car, working 2 full-time warehouse jobs in 12 inches of snow in Asheville, North Carolina. And I can tell you that I survived, Cyraxx. All I had was a basic fleece blanket from Walmart and the most basic travel pillow from Walmart, and somehow lived in my car for several months before things actually finally turned around for me. But that's the struggle for some people. Cyraxx truly has never had to struggle. He doesn't understand what the struggle is. That's why I make these videos, because when I stumbled upon this, I was mind blown that there's actually human beings on this planet that have genuinely never gone through anything, but want to act like, oh man, me walking home to the bus stop was literally life or death. It's just absolutely insanity. You can't claim that as attempted murder, Cyraxx. I literally had people try to break into my car while I was sleeping in the Walmart parking lot. That's way closer to attempted murder than whatever you went through.
Because the war with you is over. And Cassandra, I hope you realize that you're just as guilty. You used me, played me, and threw me away when it was most convenient for you. That's alright. Yeah, this war with trolls is over. Because all 4 of you are gonna get arrested and charged. Wrong. For attempted murder and everything else you guys have tried to do to me. But I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm doing okay, that I'm alive, and that I'm well. Still a little sick, but I'm doing good. The fact that you motherfuckers left me out in the freezing cold to die, just why? Why leave me out in that weather like that? I mean, think about this. If I were to die, you guys have a dead body on your hands.
Cyraxx, in a roundabout way, admitting that he lost the war feels terribly bad, because we've been waiting for this, but of course he still has to put on the Smugrax persona to make that announcement. Even though we always knew that Chance Wilkins was honestly never going to win this battle, this war, whatever he wants to call it. He can hardly change his pants, hardly change his clothes, can't do his laundry, could hardly make it to the bathroom without diarrheaing all over the hallway and the floor of his bedroom, can't keep a girlfriend to save his life, his scalp looks worse every single day. Brother's hygiene is probably something that should be studied by scientists all over the world, because they could easily probably find the next big weapon in biological chemical warfare on his scalp.
So y'all better be thankful that I'm alive. And Cassandra better fucking reach out to me ASAP. Because right now, Cassandra, I'm the only one that's keeping your ass from going to prison right now. So you need to reach out to me and we need to talk. And I know you're gonna see this. And you need to get a hold of me.
No.
As soon as possible. You need to get a hold of me on my spare Facebook. And you need to call me.
Chance trying to be tough and scare Cassandra into calling him or getting in touch with him is absolutely devious, Chance. I believe this could probably be used against you in court, buddy. This seems suspiciously like some blackmail. But you heard the man, he's the only reason why Cassandra isn't in prison right now, and he's willing to let this all slide if she just comes running back to his gnarled goblin arms.
Because there are some questions that you need to answer that will determine on whether you go to prison or not. So you need to call me as soon as you can. But as for John, William, Southern, I hope you guys know that you guys are looking at a long time behind bars. A very long time behind bars. But Cassandra, I'm telling you this right now. If you want to stay out of jail, you need to contact me right away. Get a hold of me on Facebook on my spare account and call me. First chance you get, first minute that you get to call me, you need to do it. But as for John and William, all I'm gonna say is this to you guys in Southern and CBG. All these years, it's over. You're done. And all I can say is I have quite a few people that are very good at what they do.
Here we go again.
That are helping to build the case to shut all this shit down for good. Now, Cassandra, the minute that you fucking see this shit, you need to call me on my spare Facebook right away. No dicking around, no bullshit. You need to get a hold of me.
If I truly had $1 for every time Chance has known a specific group of people with a specific set of skills, I'd probably at least have enough money to get me a value meal at McDonald's. Over and over and over and over again, Chance is gonna try to make up, gaslight, and tell the same 2 lies, hoping that somebody eventually will believe it. But again, they're just always such asinine stories. None of it makes any sense. He's saying it's been 6 years, for 7 years, for 8 years, for 9 years. Who knows how many years it's really been? Because Cyraxx sure as hell doesn't.
What's up, everybody? My name is Chance, but most people know me under the name of Cyraxx. And today I'm here to tell my story. The story of how I went through 6 years of hell and at the very end was left to die and survive. You see, my story starts a mere 6 years ago. Well, 7 years ago now. When a guy named Music Biz Marty hired somebody by the name of Mass Troll Mafia,
Here we go again.
who is a well-known drug addict, and it's not very much like on the internet, by the internet community at all.
Are you sure about that?
She's had several felonies, lost her kids several times due to drug addict, abusive relationships, and she's also been arrested multiple times for extorting her children.
Oh boy, here we go again, listening to Cyraxx say the same delusional story he's been saying for years on end. Still roasting and dropping that hammer on Masshole Mafia. He seems to still hate them with a burning passion, but can you blame him? They apparently were the ones that exposed him, and now here he is still suffering because of it. Tisk, tisk, Cyraxx. It's not nice to lie about people like that, but you know you can't ever trust a word that comes out of Cyraxx's mouth. But don't you worry, this video is far from over, because Cyraxx's regardedness is only going to get worse.
You can see what people don't realize, or didn't realize at that time, that there was something darker going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, this internet troll by the name of John had been harassing Cassandra, sending people to her house, and just doing all the worst shit that you could do to somebody. Well, little did I know that he had something to do with that day, or so I thought. Because in that moment when I did not know what was really going on, when I looked at the video footage that I was shown, it showed that the love of my life, Cassandra, had been kidnapped by one of John's people. I started freaking out. I started getting scared and worried. So I started looking around the mall for security, for police, for anybody that I could to try to help.
Now, we've definitely heard the details of this story more than once now in the past couple of days, but to me it never stops being funny to see how upset and how much he actually believed that his totally real fiance, that he had dumped by the way, or she had dumped him, still not really sure how she got back in the fold, got kidnapped, taken away, and nobody, absolutely nobody was helping him. Can you imagine seeing this guy looking like a hobgoblin running around the mall screaming about his girlfriend, his fiance, his wife being taken? It's probably very much like being in a horror movie.
Because I knew that we had to find her. She was missing. I was told that she was there when all of it happened. So I started asking security to start pulling up footage if they could, and unfortunately they couldn't do it. So after about an hour of trying to find her, I decided I needed to get back home. Little did I know, that was just the beginning of my nightmares.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You see, I searched around the mall to try to find somebody that could bring me back home, and nobody in the mall could do that.
Honestly, the only thing I learned from that clip is that Cyraxx truly is just helpless, and in that moment realized that he has zero power. He's not the king of Akron, he's not some big rock star, he's not some famous YouTuber, he's just some 35-year-old attic-dwelling goblin who can barely get home, which was only like 15 minutes away from his house, by the way, on a fairly nice day. It was only in the 40s or something. He's trying to act like it was sub-zero temperatures, and we're gonna get into some more of these lies when he talks about rolling down the hill and all that. This is pure cinema, and it's just absolutely hilarious. This is going to be one of my favorite moments of the year, I can already tell, unless somehow, some way, the trolls find a way to top this one. But it's going to be pretty hard. This one's up there in all-time funny Cyraxx moments. Near-death experience at the mall. Diabolical work.
So I left the mall looking for answers. And thank God there was a police officer right across the street. I go down the hill to get across the street to talk to the police officer. And bear in mind, this was a steep hill. It was about maybe like that right there.
So that was a fucking lie.
You know, it was almost at like a degree incline. I go down the hill. My phone flies out of my pocket. I lose my phone somewhere in the deeps, broken. And something happened at that moment. As I was sliding down this huge hill. And it was a good several feet.
I like to imagine Cyraxx rolling down the hill like a bowling pin at maximum speed, just rolling and rolling with no ability to stop because there's no shoulders to be seen. And that's the sad reality of all of this. Absolutely diabolical work. I guess that's three right there. Oh boy. Everybody better be huffing their jug. Because we all know Cyraxx is when he's retelling this story, because every single time the details change just a little bit to make him look even more like a victim. And trust me, Cyraxx, you look like an idiot. You don't have to try to make yourself look even more like an idiot.
As I'm sliding, for just the briefest of minutes, I blacked out. And it wasn't like, oh, I blacked out and like passed out. No, it was like one of those scenes where it's like, you know, like, what the kind of things, like, you know, you black out for just a brief second. But in that brief second, something happened for what felt like at least 5 minutes. As I'm sliding in pain, going down this hill, in just the worst pain you could think of, from being hit by rocks and all kinds of shit, you know, going down to being freezing cold, feeling like I'm basically like, this is it, I'm about to slide down this hill and I'm about to die.
You really can't make this stuff up, guys. Cyraxx is now telling us that he fell down the hill, knocked himself out for just a brief second, and was in absolute agony and pain as he was sliding down this 100-foot hill. When you look at the pictures that we'll put up later in this video, you'll see that there's literally not a hill in sight, so not really sure where he fell, but apparently he's that weak that he got knocked out just from a small trip up. Feels bad, Chance. Feels bad.
See, this officer that had just seen what happened was running over to me. So I got up, I walked over to him, he asked me if I was okay. I told him, yeah, I think I'm okay. Like, I'm not injured or anything. You know, we checked I lifted my shirt up, checked my legs. You know, everything was good. I had no injuries. He asked me my name. I told him my name, handed him my ID. And this officer did something amazing. This officer unknowingly put me in the path of two people that I will never forget for the rest of my life.
So as you could see in those images, there's not really any sort of hill. There's barely even a slope. And there's no evidence that Chance was ever there. there, or climbed it, or fell down, or got knocked out, etc, etc. And here he is once again gonna try to gaslight everybody into believing this totally real story of these two fans. It's very suspiciously similar to when Low T came and beat him up, and then there was two nice people who came to drop him off presents, if you guys remember. Almost like he's rehearsed this so many times that it's now a default for him anytime he needs to get sympathy.
When I was telling him what was going on, he couldn't believe it until I showed him the videos on YouTube and everything that had happened. And he knew. He was like, we need to get you home, buddy. He's like, we need to get you home. You need to find your girl, and we need to get you home so you can find her. And so this officer gave me $5 to get me to the bus station and got me to a bus stop where a bus finally came. And let me tell you, on that bus ride to the bus station, little did I know that that's where I'll meet the two angels that saved my life that day. Because one of them let me use, one of these two people noticed me on the bus going back to the bus station. Little did I know that these two people were the two people that would save my life. Because these two people, whose names I will not mention, they had seen what happened and came looking for me. Because they saw what William and them were doing and they knew it was wrong, so they decided to come looking for me to try to help.
So I'm not really sure how these people ended up saving his life if he was already on the way home, but I digress on that point, because how are they fans if they had to look you up on YouTube? And honestly, if they looked up your name on YouTube, a lot of terrible things would pop up, especially the most diabolical series on the internet.
I can't say that I'm not mad about what happened, but I can say this, that I might not be able to forget about what happened, and I never will, but I can forgive. I can forgive you. I just hope and pray that you take all this as a lesson, that you can end up in prison for shit like this. I hope and pray that from now on, you find better friends than what William and John and Southern are. Do I want to leave you behind? No, but how do I know I could trust you? How do I know that you're not working with them? How do I know that you're not gonna stab me in the fucking back again? I just hope and pray that you learn your lesson and that you never do this again. Because right now, Cassandra, you are looking at a lot of time in prison. I just hope and pray that one day you look back on this and realize where you went wrong. And I hope that you realize anything you do on the internet can have a real world impact.
And in a surprising turn of events, who am I kidding, nobody is surprised, that Chance is still trying to be a simp for Cassandra and get her to come back to him. Even though he's truly disappointed and he'll never forget, he can forgive. This dude sounds so idiotic, it's not even funny. The next set of clips we're gonna watch comes from a video that just happened to drop about 4 hours ago, and it's even more regarded than the rest of this video.
I've been waiting a very long time to do this. I've been waiting a very long time to expose this. To expose the scheme of the troll community. It's been 7 long years, and I think it's about time that I spoke out about what they do.
Oh, brother!
And as you guys know, just a mere few hours ago, a mere 30, 40 hours ago, I was left out in the freezing cold to die.
Big f***ing deal.
And when I got back home, 2 days later, as of yesterday, my fiance got a hold of me. And I sat down there and I had a very long talk with her. A very long talk.
It's been 7 long years for the past 7 long years, my friends. And of course, Cyraxx is still saying the exact same ish that he always has. The true definition of a broken record would literally just be a picture of this little snaggletooth little goblin. And the fact that he is so willing to take Cassandra back after everything, as I said earlier, is just because of how absolutely lonely he is. He knows he's cooked, everybody. He knows it. He definitely knows how ugly he is, inside and out. That Sally's probably gonna kick the bucket sooner than later, and Eddie Two Perks ain't gonna want to deal with that anymore. He's only dealing with it now because he has no choice. But the moment Sally's out of the way, you know what the hell's going down. He's a desperate, lonely weirdo. That's all this is.
What you motherfuckers do is nothing short of disgusting. She told me everything you guys did. And let me tell you, I'm beyond disgusted. The fact that you guys can take advantage of someone, manipulate them, and blackmail them into trolling for your own benefit. It's disgusting. Let me tell y'all motherfuckers right now, the troll community is gonna come down. Because now I actually have real hope. You know, I know what people think that she's a troll, but I can tell you right now, she's not.
Are you sure about that?
And even if she was, I don't care.
Yep, that's it, boys. Desperation Rax has been officially confirmed. He is so desperate to not be alone and to have some sort of meal ticket, somebody he can try to siphon more toys out of, that he's willing to forgive everything and blame it all on the trolls. Just when you thought Cassandra was tapping out because she couldn't stand to hear that voice and look at that god-awful maw anymore, she takes one for the team and gets right back in the slobber knocker that is dealing with Cyraxx. And you know, my hat's off to her. I couldn't do it.
And I will do whatever it takes to help get her back on the right track. Cause see, unlike you mother, I don't care about someone's fucking past. I don't care about what she did in the past. Whatever happened, happened. I don't blame her. I blame you mother trolls. You manipulate, you blackmail, and then you make innocent people look like shit. You manipulate and coerce and blackmail and take advantage of people. And I can tell you guys right the now, I don't give a about her past. I don't care what she did do, because everything she did that was wrong was because of you motherfuckers making fake promises to her about being famous, about gaining clout, but really in the all you son of a bitches would do is throw her away.
Cyraxx is probably so willing to forgive Cassandra not only because he's desperate and lonely, but because he knows that his past is so bad and his closet has so many skeletons in it that in no world can he stand on any two little goblin legs that he has, puff up his chest and say, "You have to change. I can't believe you did these terrible things in your past." Blah blah blah, because obviously he has the worst past imaginable. Poor Cyraxx has to now gaslight and try to manipulate Cassandra all over again to be obedient and believe his side. Tough life, Cyraxx. Very tough life.
Because I will stand by Cassandra no matter what. I don't care. I will do whatever it takes to protect her and to get her back on the right track, to help her, to let her know that she ain't alone no more. She has a family here that cares.
Well, from what I know, she was never really alone from the first place. She apparently has a real boyfriend, has a real family, and has real friends, unlike you, Cyraxx. Who in the hell would want to be in your family? That is literally a death sentence.
And I am saying this right here and right now, that I am no longer interacting with John, William, Southern, John, any of them. The 15 minutes of fame that you want from here on out, you're not getting anything out of me. The only thing that these people are going to get is the real Cyraxx that my fiance fell in love with. The real Cyraxx that my friends fell in love with. The real Cyraxx that the real fucking fan base wants to see do good and succeed. That's the version of me that the world's gonna get. Not this rage-filled, rage-out, rage-bait bullshit. The version of me everybody's going to get from here on out is gonna be calm, cool, collected, motivated, focused. Taking my career and my life back from you motherfuckers. Because you guys stole 7 years of my life. Well, guess what? I'm taking all 7 of those years back from you guys.
And with that, that brings us to the end of another Cyraxx deep dive episode here on the Swampy D channel. It's absolutely sad to see Chance is still trying to put his goblin fingers all over Cassandra, trying to manipulate her into becoming his evil sidekick. But trust him when he says that he is going to get his team to lock up all the trolls and destroy the troll community. We're all cooked. It's over for us, at least according to Cyraxx. So we'll all have to wait with bated breath until the next episode. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, throw down your comments about the recent Raxenings down below, hype this video, and I'll see you soon.
No, I didn't forget. The bedbug jug, I'm waiting for it. Bedbug jug, bedbug jug, bedbug jug, bedbug jug. I'ma need that shit. Run me that shit. My